and welcome to episode 36 of the Vegan Hour. This is Tuesday the 17th of October, and I have with me Amy Perry and Jesse Perry. Welcome, guys. Thanks for coming along.
Thank you, man.
And we are live, so we're about as live as we can be. We're alive. We're alive and we're live. So as you guys are, oh, look at that. I can see notifications that people are noticing the video already, so that's good. Let's just see how we look. Yeah, we look reasonable. Okay.
Looking good.
Looking good. Okay, guys. So what we're going to do tonight's all about fitness. Now, we'll just put that down there. Okay. As everyone's coming online, I'll do my usual routine of mentioning some events that are coming up. You may have seen the promo photo that I put up about 30 minutes ago. And in that promo photo, not only do I show Amy and Jesse, but I mention something pretty big that happened today on the Gold Coast in the vegan world. And it's an exclusive because you're getting to hear it first. But I'll just hold off and not say it yet. I'll
Wait till the end.
Right to the end. Yeah. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I might mention at the beginning, but let me just mention on Sunday, this Sunday, October 22nd, a couple of events. Brisbane Vegan Markets, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. in corner of Russell and Boundary Street, West End. So be there because that rocks the Brisbane Vegan Markets. I don't get there often enough. Are you guys?
We have never been.
No. You've never been?
No.
Oh,
you venture up to Brisbane.
No, but you will be in Brisbane this weekend, won't you? Because also this weekend is, what's it called? The Health and Fitness Expo.
Yep, yes. That's it.
And you guys are actually going to be appearing in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're going to talk more about that later. So there is do you know the details of the Health and Fitness Expo? Where it's at, what time?
Yeah, it's at the Brisbane Convention Centre. It runs on Saturday and Sunday. On Sunday, there's a whole heap of vegans actually competing, like us and Simone from Vegan Frothers as heaps.
Oh, yes,
so there's going to be
yes.
a lot of vegan power there.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Which is sick.
Yeah.
Excellent. Serena says, hello, Harry, Amy, and Jesse. Hello, Serena. How are you? Okay. So what I want to do, I won't string you guys along tonight. I'll tell you what did I say? I said something big happened in the Gold Coast vegan community today, and you'll hear about it first on tonight's episode. You'll hear about it first because it's not really being made publicly available until this Saturday in the Gold Coast Bulletin's lifestyle section. But guess what? Yet again, another competition for vegan food, or not for vegan food, another competition for food has been won by a vegan business. And this time it is the Best Pie 2017. Yes, and who do you reckon has won that? Let's see if anyone can guess. I don't even have to, you know, put it out there. Everyone will know who's won Best Pie 2017 from the Gold Coast Bulletin, and the story about it will be in the Saturday lifestyle section. So come on, just somebody put a comment up there. I'm waiting for somebody. Come on, you can get typing. It's not that hard. Okay. While you're trying to work out who's won Best Pie 2017, I just want to say it's yet another indication of the brave new vegan world, the way things are changing.
100%.
It's fantastic. We're getting Best Burger. Matt says, good evening, Mr. Harry, Jesse and Amy. Good on you, Matt. We're getting, yes, and Jess says, flower of life. Yes. Yes. Ethan says, hey, sexies, and Harry. And Harry. Good on you, Ethan. You're entirely accurate. All right, so tonight's all about fitness. What I want to find out tonight from you wonderful people that are looking very fit and healthy.
We want to be by now.
Yeah. I want to find out about your vegan journey. I want to find out why you went vegan. I want to find out how you're helping others in their health and fitness.
Yeah.
And also how you've discovered that being vegan is not just about health and fitness.
That's it.
There's a lot more to it. So let's just I want to prompt you with a couple of things, but also guys, you can ask questions as we're going along, obviously, but let's just put some foundation of who you are, okay? So Amy, now let's see, I've got some details here. You're young, you're only 26.
I'm a baby.
You're a baby. But tell us a little bit about yourself. You've been vegan 3 years.
But, yeah, 2 years.
2 years.
Nearly 3. Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
over
2 years. Yes.
Yeah, so everyone always thinks that I went vegan first, and then, you know, the girl always goes vegan. But Jessie actually went vegetarian first, then I went vegetarian, and then Jessie went vegan, and then I went vegan.
This is cool.
So
I mean,
this
is really cool. This is the men leading the way for a change.
That's it, mate.
Because in the vegan world, I mean, it's like, as you say, usually it's the women that are more sensitive, more in touch. But also, it's like 70–80% women in any case.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's rare. So, okay, you were a big meat eater.
I was the complete opposite
of what you are now.
So far from it. I used to be a tradie, so I was a carpenter. Yeah. Used to get up in the morning, go to the local grocery shop, buy a whole chicken, like barbecue chicken.
Wow.
And a large pasta salad. That was my smoko. I was consuming up to like a kilo of steak a day. Steak for breakfast.
Wow.
Steak for dinner. I'd take my George Foreman grill to work and cook up. Just like not even being aware at all, you know. So the complete opposite to what I am now.
Oh wow, that's
It was all about
sad.
getting his protein when he was lifting back then.
Yeah.
Now
So
it's completely
okay, so this was how many years ago? This was more than 3 years ago, right?
So
you've been vegan 3 years.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you were
I was vegetarian for 2 years before that.
2 years before that. Okay. So you were your average meat-eating buffhead.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yes, no, I was. That's fair call, man. I just wanted protein, and that was it.
And you would have, I mean, you would have fitted in nicely with all the other tradesmen.
Yeah.
So I just thought.
I used to think vegans were like hippies that would, you know, wear tie dye, walk around barefoot.
Yeah.
Like, you know, just be weird people.
So, and you were lifting then too, were you?
Yes, I was.
Okay, right. Yeah. So you go vegetarian.
Yeah.
What do your mates think of that?
Still to this day, they still haven't really accepted it, to be honest, mate. I'm constantly getting vegan jokes.
Really?
They secretly like text him and ask him things like, "Oh, what's that protein powder you're on?"
Yeah.
But then when they're all in a group, it's rip on Jessie.
Yes.
But behind the scenes,
isn't it?
Jessie, what do I
It's
do
really
to
sad how that group mentality works too.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's because it happens in a lot of situations. It's really sad.
Like Amy said, like they'll come to me with questions, and then as soon as it's in a big group, and I've had a few friends actually go vegetarian from like just watching what I've been doing.
Excellent.
And then they don't tell the rest of the group though. And
and they haven't taken the next step to go vegan yet.
No.
But they're maybe taking maybe they're taking a step. There's a comment there from Jared that says, "Hello, I just picked up the weights again in the last few days and just liked your page." Well, that's cool.
Cheers.
Good on you, Jared. Actually, I should mention, I'll try and share it. You guys have a fantastic YouTube channel, and I'm going to see if I can get the link to work. We're just going to paste in here and see if this works, guys.
They'll be able to copy it and put it in YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that'll come up. Maybe they can click on that link and see if it works. So, okay, and it's okay. So your YouTube channel and your business, which we're going to get into talking about, is JAKD Fitness.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
So JD and Amy K. That's how it sort of came about.
JAKD Fitness. So, but we'll get to that a little bit later. What I want to find out is more about your journey. So, so with you, Jessie, you've gone vegetarian 5 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And then for 2 years you were vegetarian, and you were putting up with all the taunts of your mates.
That's it. Still do. Yeah.
Still do. Yeah. So okay, what was the jump then to go from vegetarian to vegan? What prompted that?
To be honest, I never really thought I was doing anything bad like every other vegetarian. I thought, I'm being so good to the animals and all that. And then we actually sat down and watched a documentary called Peaceable Kingdom.
Yeah.
And after watching that, it was done very tastefully. There wasn't too much gore or anything like that, because I've seen Earthlings and that's what like that was quite full on. But Peaceable Kingdom was done tastefully, and I really just stepped back and sort of looked at it from then and just thought, no, I can't do that. Can't contribute it.
I haven't seen Peaceable Kingdom, and but it's something to do with the farmer in it. Is that right?
Yeah. So do you want to explain? You can explain.
No.
So it's.
We'll get to Amy.
Okay. She's gonna beat me up later. With her guns. No, so yeah, basically Peaceable Kingdom is a dairy farmer. He was in a long generation of dairy farmers, and he just broke away and decided to break the trend and start saving animals. So, and it's not just, it doesn't just follow him. Definitely. It actually talks about goat milk and all of that sort of thing, because that's something you don't think of as well.
And Katie says yes, and Pam says, "G'day, Harry, Amy, Kate, and Jeffy." Wow. Now, there's a question, looks like a question coming there from Sonia. As bodybuilders, do you compete on a competition level? Well, funny she should ask that, because we're going to talk about that in a second. Like you said, what your diet was lots of meat for protein, the meals every 2 hours. What is your experience with steroids and testosterone, which comes in competition, it comes in competition level to maintain and build muscle. And hi to Harry Hipster.
So I was quite into the gym. Obviously, all I consumed back then was meat for protein, and I didn't worry about carbohydrates, didn't worry about fats or anything like that. And I wasn't even aware of the steak had fats and all.
Didn't worry about fiber?
No. It was protein.
To put it, I did a kilo of steak a day, a chicken a day, and then I'd go and have a family box from McDonald's of a Big Mac with 2 cheeseburgers and 4 fries, and that was it.
That's what a lot of people bodybuilders do. They eat for volume because they think that they need to grow their muscles with food. They don't realize that you can grow your muscles so much better with whole food because it's instant. And since going vegan and lifting, we have never had to worry, even with this whole competition, worry about getting enough protein. That's the least of our worries.
Yes.
Literally, I don't think, what else do I get?
Okay, protein is the least of your worries, because as we know, protein is in all foods in any case. What is it that you do have to think about more? What is it that you have to concentrate more on? Is it the macros and micros and all that stuff that I've never understood?
You've got to do all that.
Also sodium as well, finding foods that are too high in sodium.
Okay, how does that affect muscle?
Yeah, you hold more water. The more sodium you have, you're a bit more puffy. So at the moment, we're trying to expel a lot of sodium and drinking a lot more water at the moment, so that your body comes in dry.
This is the last week before our comp, so it's a peak week.
We may as well mention the comp then.
Okay.
So this Sunday, you're going to be competing at the what's it called? The
Brisbane Convention
Centre. Brisbane Convention. What is the actual? It's called the Health and Fitness Expo.
The Oz Fitness.
Ozfit. Okay.
It's for ICN, because there's different types of federations. So we're going through ICN.
Okay, so ICN, is it?
Yeah.
So what's that stand for? International?
It's an all natural. Yeah. So there's no steroids involved. You have to be a natural athlete. Yeah. So
do they test you? Or?
Yes, they do.
At random, they can test you. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So, and this is, I believe, the first time that you've competed, is that right?
Both first timers, and we've both coached ourselves as well.
Wow.
Most people have coaches.
Yes.
But we wanted to do this all by ourselves.
Fantastic.
Because we've learned so much.
I've got to say, you guys would make a really good couple. I'm deliberately saying that because they're a married couple in any case.
Hence, we're both named Perry.
Funny how that works. Yeah.
We're definitely not brother and sister.
We've got a, okay, so Simone, there's a comment there from Chrissy and one from Simone. Chrissy says, see you guys Sunday. There will be 2 more vegans competing too. Good luck.
Yeah.
That's excellent. So Chrissy Carbello, the vegan fitness model. So I'm assuming
she's like a trendsetter in the fitness bodybuilding.
I think she's getting a lot of people on board, like vegan.
Yes.
So it's awesome.
Yes. Chrissy is cool. She rocks. And Simone says ICN stands for I compete natural.
There you go. She's also competing as well. So
Simone is also competing.
Yes,
we should have had
a few divisions.
It's just occurred to me, we should have had Chrissy and Simone here tonight. But we would have needed a bigger room or something. So, okay, is it just the one event you go in, or is it different events during the day? How does it work?
I'm going in 2.
Yes.
So I'm going into bikini, and I'm also going in sports model.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Jesse's going in physique.
Just physique.
So you're not going in bikini?
No, mate, no. Not this time, maybe next time.
Okay. You'll have to work up to that one. Katie says, Amy and Jesse, you are both such amazing people and incredible voices for veganism. Thank you to you both for sharing your stories with us, and to Harry for another wonderful episode. Vegan hour is my favourite hour of the week. Wow, that's a beautiful thing to say, Katie. Right. Thank you. It's my favourite hour too, because I get to speak to and hear from wonderful people like yourselves. So I love it. Yasmin says, "Good luck on Sunday. You guys will be amazing." And Chrissy says, "Oh yeah, the show next week should be you guys with your medals."
Oh yeah.
Hey, sounds good to us.
While I'm interviewing next week, guess you guys just walk past in the background with your medals.
With our vegan junk food.
Yana says, "Show us your guns." Come on.
Amy, they're talking to you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No pump.
Oh yeah.
No pump.
Well, come on. What about you?
Oh.
Yeah. Oh my God. Do that again.
Lift it up.
Jeez. Okay. Whoa. That's impressive. Wow. What have I got? Oh, you can't see it. It's off screen.
Mate, it's too big for the screen. You're just too wide, mate. You've got it covered, Harry.
Okay. Jade says, "Would your diet differ between bodybuilding versus powerlifting?"
Oh,
definitely.
Can we go a little bit into that?
So powerlifters are usually like using different energy sources. Obviously, you want that quick burst of power. Obviously, you're going for your heavy deadlifts.
You'd be eating a lot more. You wouldn't be in a calorie deficit like us, that's for sure. And we're not doing like bodybuilding, we're doing like physique. So yeah, it's a little, bodybuilding's a bit different too.
So the calorie deficit, I mean, it sounds hunger-inducing.
I thought I'd be more hungry. I'm not that hungry because I've manipulated my calories to have low-calorie food, but a lot of them.
Okay. So
whereas if you're having like really high-calorie foods, that means you can eat less. Like you're going to be eating less.
Okay. So let's get some examples of your low-calorie foods, did you say? But you're having a lot of them. So,
but just to clarify, we do not recommend this for your everyday diet, because what we're doing is like it's purely to try and it's strategic to strip as much as we can. So this is not how we normally eat.
And we're not going as low as like some people, like some girls go ridiculously low that they will lose like their period and everything like that.
Yeah, that's doing.
I would never do.
I believe that's doing long-term damage, isn't it? When you get to that point.
If it ever came to a time where it was affecting my hormones, I would not have done it. It hasn't at all.
Okay. So what would be the level that you'd be looking at then to your calorie level now to do this competition and that? What are you looking at?
Well, we use so you can use, there's a TDEE calculator, it's called. So it's your total daily energy expenditure.
Right.
So that works out roughly how much energy you would be burning throughout the day. So you can use that, and we try and manipulate the calories off that
to be less than that.
So because predominantly we're quite high carbohydrate, but what we do more than most vegans is quite high protein as well. So we
bring our fats and proteins up probably a little bit more than most vegans. And that's to the fact that if I have my fats too low, I feel like it actually affects my hormones.
Right.
So if I bring my fats up that tiny bit more,
so
I
what
feel like
foods do you find are good to do that with?
Fats?
I
have like hummus, I have coconut milk, I have avocado.
Nice.
I have like
nut butters.
I was thinking nut butters.
Like the Mavis chocolate spread.
You
can't even have it in the house with her, right? She's just like, I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, oh, just nothing. Like, she's shocking.
With a bit of strawberry jam, it's really good.
Yeah, that on rice cakes with strawberry jam.
That's got to be us on the day.
I don't know. How do you stay? You have to exercise a lot.
It's discipline. It's like a mind, body, and food. Like you have to.
So
very disciplined.
Working up to a competition that's coming up this Sunday versus your normal maintenance. So it's two different things, isn't it? Really?
100%.
Oh yeah.
So what's the difference between how much time you put in a day normally compared to what you're putting in now?
It consumes your whole day.
Really?
Literally from when you get up to when you go to bed, you're thinking, breathing, living. It's crazy.
Wow.
I can't believe how much it's taken over your life. It takes over your social life because you can't go out and eat within like the last couple of weeks. It's hard going out in public because you smell food and then you get hungry. So
do you know
we've been like in our bat cave at home.
Yeah.
Literally, like.
Wouldn't you want to kill each other? I mean, wouldn't you get really?
I don't know. We're pretty lucky. We spend a lot of time together, and that's what a lot of.
Oh, there's times. There's still times.
But you got such a beautiful connection that it's obvious that it'd be.
We're best friends.
It's beautiful. So, so that's leading up to the competition. What about just normally when you're not doing a competition? How do you go for maintenance and that? I mean,
it's fine. Like doesn't affect our lives. We love Feed the Earthlings. We love Flower of Life. We go to all the vegan junk food. We're big believers in it. Like,
I love it too, but damn, I have to exercise a lot to try and keep on top of it.
Yeah,
and I still can't.
Yeah.
So how much exercise would you do on a regular day then?
We train like probably 4 or 5 days a week.
4 or 5 days a week for how many hours a day?
Hour and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that brutal exercising? Is that
no? Usually just weight sessions.
Yeah. Is that
nice pace?
Yeah.
Nothing too
so
extreme.
what you usually just do weights and nothing else? You know.
We do a bit of cardio.
Yeah.
Now in the show, like we have to do cardio.
Yeah. We're doing probably half an hour to an hour's cardio a day, plus probably half an hour, 45 minutes weights.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So
we
nothing
don't
too extreme.
usually do that much
So,
cardio normally.
I want to step back a bit to, we were talking earlier about your journey, and so you'd already been bodybuilding. What were the changes that you noticed when you went from meathead?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's cool. I'll play it. So
from meat eater, from meat eater to vegetarian to vegan, as far as your bodybuilding gains, as far as your recovery, as far as your muscle build, energy, as far as anything else that relates to that. What were the differences?
So, at first, I must admit, I had no idea what to eat when I went vegetarian, and so I lost everything. I lost so much. I went from 110 kilos to like being so skinny and just being unaware of what to eat, where to get you.
So how did you find out what to eat then?
Just after trial and error and watching freely.
You kind of do like the whole high carb, high fruit, and we found that we loved eating a lot of fruit, but we got really skinny and you had to eat all the time, and like having a full-time job, like you couldn't just sit there and have
20 oranges.
That's
really
the thing.
Cool.
So were you doing completely raw? Or were you
just raw till 4?
Yeah.
We're doing that. We got on that.
You do have to eat a lot when you're doing that.
And then we got really hungry at like 4 o'clock, and then you just binge.
Yeah. Which is sort of
you undo everything.
You undo. It's
at the end of the day, you're probably consuming like nearly 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're not knocking that either. Like, can we clarify that?
We've tried like every form of eating, but now we've just found our own.
Yeah, and everyone's different. Like, we're big believers that you're not going to be the same as us with what you eat and how you feel when you eat certain foods. Because we're all made differently, and so you need to accommodate for your own
and lifestyle as well. You
need to
accommodate for your lifestyle.
That's true. Now, there's a couple of comments here, and we're going to come back to that in a second. Shane says, Harry, get JT to take his shirt off.
You've said that like 5 times.
Has he really?
I think he said it like 3 times.
Jared says, yep, I ate 20 bananas a day in 2014.
Yeah.
Pockets full of bananas.
Mate, I was the same, eh?
Yeah.
And I just couldn't, you can't do it with work.
No.
That was the biggest thing. It was like, how do you do it?
It's funny, at my work, I get a lot of comments on the fact that I have a lunchbox full of fruit. Yeah. And people are going, wow, you eat a lot of fruit. Yeah. It's like, well, I don't eat all of it every day, but I take a lot in case.
Yes.
So, so we were saying a little bit there about, I've almost lost my train of thought there. There was a question I was going to come back to was, as you worked out what was working for you with what you were eating and all that, you guys have now progressed from there to having a quite successful YouTube channel. And you're now, you're helping other people as well with online health coaching? Yes.
Just recently quit my job to be able to do that.
To be able to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us a bit about that. Is that called JAKD Fitness as well?
Yeah, that's just through our Instagram. We just got everyone to jump on board with that. We did the first night that we launched it, we sold out that night. Completely sold out, which we did not expect.
That is fantastic.
And it's just an 8-week program, and we've just got 25 clients at the moment, and they're all going great. We're absolutely loving it. So we're going to be doing that again like the next 8 weeks.
So you take them through this 8-week program, and then you'll start a new group of people.
Some people are already wanting to do continue
doing it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you've got what, 25 clients. This is excellent. So what?
We capped it at that to keep it personal, because there's a lot of online people, they're not vegan ones, but they take on hundreds and hundreds of people. It's just not maintainable. We want it to be personal. We want them to access us, and be able to ask us anytime.
And that's a lot of people to control, like having to email.
It would be. It keeps you pretty busy.
Yeah.
Well, you had to quit your job to keep on top of it.
Yeah. It's weekly email check-ins, and we do a halfway Skype session with them as well.
Oh,
and
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's a personalised meal plan, macros. Yeah.
And a lot of them actually weren't vegan.
Yeah.
So we've actually converted some people doing it, which is unreal.
That is fantastic.
We had a guy that was 5 years vegetarian, and he wanted to, mainly because people didn't know how to eat.
Right.
When they're wanting to build muscle. So
a lot of people are worried that they'll lose muscle.
Yeah.
And that's how we approach.
Yeah. I mean, okay, that's where you're a really good example.
Yeah.
You're both really good examples, because were you bodybuilding before you went? No, you weren't. Okay, so this is.
I've built everything through vegan.
Fantastic. And you're a really good example of seeing the difference between being a meat eater and being a vegan, and how it's affected you.
Yeah.
Definitely.
When I've spoken to other people that are vegan bodybuilders, they usually say that recovery times are better.
100%.
And energy is better.
Energy is better.
Yeah. What else?
I've actually gotten stronger since.
Stronger. Yes.
I feel, because I don't feel sluggish like you said, so I've got more energy, which then means I can lift more.
Yeah.
But I would have to 100% agree with your first statement. Recovery time is next level. If you are getting in like whole foods, your recovery is just beyond. It's crazy.
Yes. Yeah, because you're fueling the body correctly.
That's it.
So,
and it's all usable, like your protein's usable protein. It's better bioavailability, and it just makes sense.
You don't get sick as often as well. You see a lot of people who are working out or YouTubers who are fitness, and they're just always sick, or they're always having to have coffee or pre-workout. They're just running on caffeine.
Yes.
And we've had probably quite a lot of caffeine the last couple of weeks.
I was going to say, because
normally we never touch it.
Yeah.
And you see all these other fitness YouTubers who live off it.
Yeah. So why have you guys had a lot of caffeine in the last couple of weeks? Just because
the calorie deficit.
Calorie deficit. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And just training so much.
The body, you can't do it forever. Can do it.
I believe, after doing this, we truly believe it's such an unhealthy sport.
It's not a health and fitness.
I don't agree that it should be labelled as a health and fitness, because it's not health and fitness.
Okay.
If I had to live like this, I would. No.
Yeah.
Just not healthy at all.
How is that going to go for you guys long term? Then you think that you'll after you've done this competition, that you'll not want to keep doing them, or you just look at how you go and.
We're going to see how we go, but we're probably not going to do it for a while.
So
if we do, maybe next year or something.
So what was the motivation or the interest in wanting to do a competition in the first place?
Just prove that vegans can do it.
Excellent.
To be honest, get up there. And it started with Simone. We were like, let's get up there and just be team frothers, represent.
For those watching that don't know, Simone is from my sponsors, Vegan Frothers, in the background behind you there, Amy.
It's opposite.
It's opposite on that one. Yeah, it's the right way around for these guys. So Vegan Frothers, Simone is from there, and
she'll be competing as well. She's doing, I think, 4 events. She's doing 4 divisions,
Wow,
she's gonna kill it.
And also, Chrissy's going to be there as well, is it? From what she said earlier.
Yeah, she's going to be there. I don't think she's competing.
She's not competing, right? Okay, right.
Yeah.
But so are you're gonna be there representing vegan?
100%.
You're gonna be vegan shirts or
I didn't know. Gear on.
Good.
Prana on.
Yes.
And all that sort of stuff.
Excellent. And also a shout out to Billy Simmons from Prana On, who'll also be there. Billy's been on the show, and he was former Mr. Universe 2009, Mr. Natural Universe.
He has been fueling us.
He's been with Prana On, vegan protein powder.
And pre-workout and BCAAs, they got it all.
They've got it all. So that's all you need to remember is those words, Prana On. I've just done a shout out for that. Where's my Prana?
There you go.
I still got a cupboard full of Prana On.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take it. We need some more.
Billy's a very generous man. Okay. Right. So what I want to talk about now, what I want to find out about from you guys now, is how you went from veganism being health and fitness into the more ethical side. And you know, I know from talking to you before we went live that you're very much an animal lover. You're very much affected by, you know, the mistreatment of animals. And of course, so you too, Amy, of course,
You're making out like she's hard. It's hard, bro.
You're both very
You're
much.
dissing my wife.
Well, it was only because we had that conversation personally. Yeah, and I do find it interesting that you made the change first to go vegetarian, and then you followed later, and then you made the change to go vegan, and then you followed later. But it wasn't a big difference because you were only having little things.
Yeah.
So you were almost fully vegan.
Because we only just started dating at that stage as well. Right. So when I was going over there, I just kept trying his food, and then when I was coming home, I had like my own food.
Right.
So and then it just kept like I was flicking things away, you know, I wasn't having any more cheese, I wasn't having any more this.
Well, I love also that it worked in with the fact that you were dating and getting to know each other.
Yeah.
I like how that sort of meshed in as well.
Yeah.
So it's been part of your personal connection journey in that, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
That's fantastic. So you've seen Peaceable Kingdom. Yeah. You've seen parts of Earthlings.
Yeah. Oh, we've watched like other ones as well. Yeah.
Cowspiracy.
They were the two sort of.
They're pretty good too, aren't they? Do you have a favourite in all of them?
Peaceable Kingdom still stands out to me.
Stands out. Knives was good. We found for the health benefit to get people to go vegan through health.
Yes.
We find that one's a really good one.
I find their Facebook page is really good. Forks Over Knives. Yeah. Because it's got the recipes. It's got the statistics. It's got the documentaries. There's everything on that page, on their Facebook page. Yeah. It's like I just like to throw that one at people and say, you know, go to Forks Over Knives. Definitely. Because if somebody says I want recipes, go to Forks Over Knives. Yeah. I want information, go to Forks Over. You know, one source. It's easy. You know.
That's the biggest thing is people don't know what to do, and I think that. Like when they go vegan, people want to go vegan, but they don't know how to do it a lot of the time. This is a really relevant point. Yeah. So what you're saying is they might have
they've
made the connection.
Yeah.
They just don't know how to then take it from making that connection to successfully being vegan.
Yeah. So, you know, what advice would you give somebody watching tonight that knows that they want to do the right thing? Yeah. If they want to make that connection, should they maybe watch your YouTube channel?
Oh, definitely.
Because there's lots of. What's some of the videos on your YouTube?
So we show a lot of health and fitness stuff because we've found that that's the easiest way to with the personal training backgrounds and that's how people really connect. Generally, they go for health. That's how we started. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's just how it is for a lot of people. Showing them recipes on our channel, showing them how to work out.
So you show your recipes?
Yeah, to do. Yeah. We keep it simple too, guys. Like we are very, very simple eaters.
We're not chefs.
Yeah.
We're not very good cooks.
That's what people like us go to greenhouse for.
Yeah.
That's it. Exactly.
Because there's a lot of YouTube channels out there that do the fancy schmancy food stuff. So we're not like that. We just do really simple meals.
What you used to eat when you're a meat eater, but vegan. Yeah. So just your simple meals. Yeah. So a working mum or a working,
that doesn't have a lot of time.
Exactly. Can just whip it in to get easily. And we still love our vegan junk food.
Well, you said feed the earth.
Yeah, man.
We're alive.
You'll probably see us there after.
Which one? Feed the earth.
All of them.
We're going on like a pit stop on the way back. We're going Flower and Life. Then we're going feed the earthlings for dinner. We're going to go to Sierra Bar, get some
a froth bowl,
and
you mean Saraba. As we learnt on last week's episode, how to pronounce Saraba.
Sorry, guys.
With Dean from Saraba, and also it was good to see that a few people after watching last week's episode then went into Saraba and checked it out, and I saw a bit of Facebook activity from it.
People in that direction.
It's a fantastic place, isn't it?
Yeah. So good.
If you haven't checked out Saraba, you've got to check them out here in Burleigh Heads. They're open 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. 7 days a week.
And you have to get the froth bowl.
That's like another ad. You've knocked up 2 tonight, mate. You're doing well.
Who else can we plug?
Yeah, I think we could. Why not mention every? I mean, because
we're all going to
because it follows from what you were saying that people might want to go vegan but don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
Right? And before we went live tonight, we were talking about how the reality is that most people are selfish.
Yes.
And we know on some level that it's you know, we shouldn't be hurting animals. We know that, right? But we still get more attracted to the health aspect of it, how it can help us.
Yeah.
And you've seen firsthand with the responses on your YouTube channel, haven't you? That when you can see the number of views of your health-related videos compared to your
Sugar Shine,
to when you because you went to Sugar Shine Farm Centre.
So we spent so long on like making this real video, and it's our favorite. It was our favorite video we've ever made, and the views on that compared to what like a day in the life gets.
Or what we eat in a day.
Yeah,
it's phenomenal. Like you look at a lot of vegan YouTubers, for instance, that do the day in the lives and that, and they're huge.
Yes.
And then you look at like James Aspey and Joey Carbstrong, who are doing amazing stuff, like ridiculous stuff.
Yeah.
And they don't get anywhere near the response that they should be getting. They need to get more.
Although credit to James, I think he usually gets pretty good response.
He does, but I think they should have a lot more than what we eat in a day. I don't think it's fair.
I mean,
you know,
it is fair to say that there are different things that appeal to different people.
Yeah. That's it.
But it is also, as we were saying earlier, it's also fair to say that most people are selfish.
Exactly. 100%.
And so they're like, what's in it for me?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, yes, I love animals and I'd like to be able to help them, but I still want to know what I get out of it.
Yeah.
So this
how can I better myself?
How can I better myself? That's right. Yes. So you guys sort of cover that area with the health and fitness, but then you merge into the ethical side of it as well.
Yeah, we like to throw one of those bits every now and then, and we love going down to Sugar Shine. We love spending time with the animals, and we love.
So you've been there a few times.
Yeah.
With Simone and Shay, they got us onto it.
Excellent.
We love going down and feeding the pigs.
That's it. And the crew down there is fantastic.
Yeah, they're doing amazing work.
Yeah.
It's just,
I don't
wonderful people.
I don't know how people like that just it's amazing what they do. Yeah,
it's a life sacrifice in a way, isn't it?
It
You
is.
know, I have so much respect to Kelly and the crew because I couldn't do it.
No, I couldn't do it.
And Anthony at Save a Cow.
Anthony at Save a Cow, that's right. And Brad from Farm Animal Rescue. Have you ever been to Farm Animal Rescue?
No, we haven't.
You'll have to head north.
Yeah.
So Lindsay says most people are blinded with advertising. Oh, hang on, we got a few there I missed. Beck says, do you have an educational... I missed it. Beck, you'll have to ask again, sorry. Chrissy says, James is getting his guns out lately.
He is.
Yeah.
He's a solid guy.
Yeah, he is too, yeah. Especially when you see the before photo when he was unwell, when he had this cancer. And you see the difference between that with James. Lindsay says, yeah, most people are blinded with advertising. That's true.
100%.
Well, we're conditioned.
Yeah.
We're just conditioned from an early...
Don't watch TV.
Exactly.
That's what we do.
Jake says, weapons, love these guys.
Hey, Jakey.
And I thought it might be somebody that knew you. And Daniel says, what was the name of the doco? Friendly Planet? No, the doco was Peaceable Kingdom. Was it 2000? Well, you watched it in 2014.
Yeah, I don't know how old it is. I couldn't tell you, but it's on the cover. It's like a guy in overalls with like a nice dairy cow.
That's right.
Just sitting in the grass.
Yes, that's it. Yeah. So yeah, Peaceable Kingdom. I've got to put it on my list to watch because if I've watched it, I can't remember it. But then you know, if it's coming out,
sums it all up really well, and you need to have a box of tissues.
Yeah,
we were blubbering. Like we went straight. That was when we were vegetarian. We went straight to the fridge. And we think we had like sour cream and just cheese left. I remember just grabbing it out and throwing it in the bin. Because I was so angry. I'm like, I don't need this.
I love that documentaries can do this. And I love that we're in a time now that we have these documentaries that can be easily accessed and shared online.
On Netflix as well.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's crazy. Mainstream things like that.
Even that movie that came out recently, Okja, which is very hard to pronounce, which is on Netflix. You haven't seen it?
No.
I recommend you see it because it really is... It's fictional, but it's really very close to the truth.
Yeah.
And it's, they reckon that a few people have gone vegan after watching it because it takes you inside a fictitious slaughterhouse of the future. And even though it's not graphic, it's enough to make a connection for people that may not have made a connection. But the bonding that's happening with the animal is you know, that connection there is it's what affects everyone, and that's what you're saying with Peaceable Kingdom.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that there's that connection with the animals. Lucent documentary is one to watch too. That's what Lindsay says. Lucent.
Yeah.
Lucent is very powerful. And Nathan says can't wait for the weekend. So is Nathan competing?
No, just one of our friends.
Okay, cool. He'll be there supporting it probably. Excellent. And lots of comments coming in. I love it when we get lots of comments. Daniel says 4 years vegan now. Still like gaining knowledge through vids though. Oh.
Yeah. You can never know enough.
Exactly. I 37 years here and I know nothing. I mean, I talk to people like you and I was like, wow, that's great. I didn't know, and then I forget it the next day in any case. But
that's called Alzheimer's.
It's called Alzheimer's.
That's not a good sign. I can do it.
James asked me how he retains all that knowledge.
Yes.
And I get so scared if someone was to ask me questions and I can't bounce back. But the way he just answers these questions and does it so tastefully, I don't know how he does it.
It's good. He doesn't get irritated. He respects where the person's coming from.
Yeah, and sees it from their point of view.
Yeah.
That's a big
comes down to their level.
It's a big thing, isn't it?
So that's what we try and push is that, a lot of vegans will get very angry at meat eaters and that, but you've got to also remember sometimes that you were once that person as well, and take a step back, calm down, reassess, and then go,
It's hard though, isn't it?
It is. Oh, it can be, definitely.
I mean, we're standing up not for our rights, but for the rights of the animals.
That's it.
And sometimes it's like, well, hang on, I'm fighting for someone, and you guys are fighting to kill them. It's like, you want to fight them,
Yeah. No, 100%.
So, some people can be pretty nasty as well.
Yes, they can, and as you say, we need to sort of step back from it.
Yeah.
And we need to understand why they're that way.
Yeah.
There's a psychology involved, isn't there?
They're just not educated.
Yeah. Conditioned. They haven't come across it before. And also, when you try and tell someone that what they've been doing all their life
is
wrong, you're going to meet resistance.
Yeah.
There's Dominion, which is coming up. It's coming up in March. Thanks, Matt, for Dominion is the sequel, if that's right, to Lucent. I think I've got that right. So that's coming up in March. So that'll be. It's good that it's coming up, but it's sad that there's still the events happening that are shown in these documentaries. You know what I mean? It's sad that these documentaries have to be made.
Yeah.
It would be great if they didn't have to be made because they'd have been eliminated. Lindsay says so much information out there now, so many sources. It's out there for everyone to see. It is. It's out there for everyone to see if they want to see it.
Yeah. They've got to want to watch it.
What's that? Shane says you three.
Rocky, Adrian, and Paul.
I don't get it.
Rocky, like the movies.
Oh.
You're Rocky.
Yo.
You're Stallone, mate.
I can only go yo. That's it. I have to work on it. Yes, Matt confirms that Dominion is the sequel to Lucent, which is right. And Stephen, I'm gonna say Stephen from Flower of Life is congrats, Stephen. And he says hello, Amy, Jesse, and Harry. Congratulations again, especially if you missed at the beginning of the show. The exclusive on the Vegan Hour tonight is that Flower of Life has won Best Pie 2017 by the Gold Coast Bulletin, and that will be in the Lifestyle magazine on Saturday. So I sounded like I was doing another advertisement then.
You're just on fire tonight.
And Daniel says, to tame the inner angry vegan, remember that humans are animals and meat eaters are suffering victims too. That's true. That's good. Yes, so a meat eater is actually a suffering victim as well. Yeah. They're suffering in their health in a lot of areas. So that's true. And Shane says I'm poorly. So
I haven't even seen Rocky.
Are you kidding?
No.
You're now going to have to watch the 27 sequels of Rocky. Oh. They started it like before Stallone was born. I think was the first Rocky. No, I'm kidding. And Angelina.
Oh, she's one of our clients.
Angelina.
Yeah.
Angelina. Okay. Hey guys, making my smoothie for my last meal while watching this. Day 2 done and dusted.
Nailing it. Good on you.
Excellent.
Go, Angelina.
Excellent.
When I read Angelina's questionnaire, I said to her, I'm like, you were so similar to me. It was crazy, because we sent about a questionnaire first to get to know them.
Right.
And Angelina was one that stuck out to me. I was like, you or me. Like,
Can we expand on that? In what way she's similar to you?
There was just a few things that she was just very similar with me. Yeah, I don't want to probably say.
No, that's cool. That's why. That's cool. Shane says, my house movie night, junk food next week.
Might be there for a while. I'm going to watch more.
Okay, so now what haven't we covered here? Because one of the things that I wanted to find out from you is that you've copped some criticism from your mates.
Yeah.
I just wanted to maybe expand on that a little bit more.
I think it's just a token thing for guys.
Because of that criticism, does it mean that you just sort of pipe down a bit and you don't sort of really tell them much, or do you still give them a bad time?
They know that I've got a YouTube, you know, they know all that, and a lot of them actually secretly watch our Instagram and stuff. It is what it is. They're just ignorant people.
Do you think maybe there's an element of they wish they could do it, but they just don't feel they have what it takes to do it themselves? Do you feel like an element of jealousy there maybe, or something?
Yeah. A few of them have tried, like I said, they've tried vegetarian, but I don't know, like it's, you know, they're just not awakened yet, I suppose you could say. And that's fine.
But you can understand where they're at because you're not that long ago.
That's it, man. I was once that guy that did all that as well, and used to joke about animals and like oh, this is a pig when I was eating that, you know, used to be there. That's that's what I'm saying. I come from that too, so I understand, you know, when they make jokes and that it's not really at me. It's not personal, but I have actually at the start of this comp prep stood up and, you know, told them, you know, enough is enough. I don't want any more vegan jokes, and I'm not going to come around and see you guys anymore until you start respecting my beliefs as I respect yours.
Getting too much sometimes. Like, it was all the time. Like, we're vegan. Like, woo. You know, like, not a big deal. Like, we're still the same people. It's just we don't eat what you eat. Like,
so you still hang with them? You still
occasionally, but they just don't bring it up anymore, and you know. And they know my beliefs.
I like that you were assertive with them and you just said, okay, enough's enough. This is what I allow, what I don't allow. I draw the line here.
We don't give you shit about eating meat. You know, we don't say, what is that you're eating? Like, we never ever go that way.
Because that's what changes the way that people behave around you, is what you allow, isn't it?
Yes, that's it.
So if you sort of just don't say anything,
and that's when they started respecting me. Is when I stood and said, no, you know, piss off, I don't want to come. You know, I actually barred them from going to their birthdays and stuff like that, and just said, no, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to be ridiculed while I'm there. So, you know, I think it just comes to a point in your life where you've got to stand up.
I love it. That's right. You've got to stand up. And this is exactly what you've done by deciding to become vegan. And you've done it through health, and then you've become aware of the ethical side of it. And now you're helping other people, which is fantastic. So if anyone wants to, when's the next program start? The next
probably about 8 weeks.
In about 8 weeks, okay.
We've only just launched it.
Okay, you've only just launched it.
We haven't got another date yet, but we will closer towards the end.
So JAKD Fitness, your business is on YouTube. Is it also on
Instagram?
It's on Instagram.
JAKD_fitness on Instagram.
Okay. It's too hard for me to type that in. It's also on Facebook. Yes, that's right. In fact, I've linked it. I've tagged it actually, so you can find you guys. So people can contact you, ask you questions, and that even if they're not in the program.
We get heaps of questions all the time, like direct message us,
or email.
Excellent.
And we're always right back to everyone.
Oh, I love it. That's good, because individually, by connecting with people like that, you're helping to change the world.
That's it.
The messages we get is like, it just makes it all worthwhile. We get nothing but positivity. Like, I can't even remember the last negative thing we've ever really
we've been very lucky.
We don't really get any thumbs downs on our videos. We always get heaps of thumbs ups, which is good.
Oh, that's awesome. There's a comment there from Matt says you shouldn't respect anyone's opinion when there's a victim involved. That's a very good. That's a very good comment there. So this we've got about 10 minutes left now. The way that you're helping to change the world is fantastic. What do you think of the way that you've seen the world change since you've been vegan? Because now that you're seeing the world differently in the last 3 years for yourself and 2 years for yourself, what do you think of the way that the vegan movement is going? What are your thoughts?
You go.
Please. You haven't spoken enough.
I think it's definitely moving like really quickly. Like every week, like there's something new or new restaurants or fully vegan restaurants and stuff.
There is, isn't there?
It's just
even your
going so quickly.
Your mainstream, food places like pizza capers and all that, bringing out vegan ranges. That's an indication of the time.
Have you had their vegan pizza?
Yeah, we got invited to Brisbane to do the taste test for the vegan capers,
oh,
and it was so good.
Capers,
and they just brought out all these pizzas for us, and we got to try.
It's got was it sweet potato? It's good.
And calzones are really good as well.
Oh, I haven't tried that.
It's just like a calzone with just cheese, or you could get
the vegan calzone.
Geez, I know where I'm going on the way home.
Yeah, it's really good.
And Shane's put what your Instagram is.
Legend.
Yeah, so. Good man. So you're noticing the changes. Does it seem to you that it's increasing?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, with all the markets as well. There's a lot of vegan markets happening.
Look at
just in the short time, relatively, that you've been vegan in 2 years.
Yeah.
When you started, I don't think we had it.
No.
And we didn't have Brisbane vegan markets.
No.
We didn't have Love Child markets here. No. We didn't have the eco markets.
The Froth Fest.
Didn't have the Froth Fest.
No.
We didn't. I mean, and actually the Froth Fest. Let's talk about the Froth Fest. I want to mention that
was
because
next level.
That was what was that? Was that 2 Sundays ago now?
Yeah.
I've lost track of time now.
Yeah.
It was too, wasn't it? And you were there.
Yeah, our latest video on our channel, we did like a whole montage of
did you?
Fest.
Excellent.
So if you hadn't seen anything on Froth Fest.
If you haven't, I did a live stream at the time, but this sounds good. I want to see your video. So tell us what your thoughts on the Froth Fest.
There needs to be more.
Yeah.
It was unreal.
The amount of money that they raised with just the first ever market. You can imagine if we just keep continuing to do that,
and that's
how much more money we can raise.
That's a big shout out to Shane and Simone and Blake and everyone involved, because it's $10,200 raised at that Froth Fest for Sugar Shine Farm Sanctuary and for Save a Cow, which is just Shane says it was sick. It was sick. Shane, when's the next one? I know you're planning to do a few years. Have you nailed down a date, mate? Because I've got to say, it was so well organised.
Yeah,
everything. Just the vibes.
The vibes.
It was so.
He thought of everything, didn't he?
Yeah.
He thought of everything. Like when you arrived there and you see the way he had it set up at the front, and I thought, this is cool. These guys are good. They're on the way.
We were on the front door for a bit, and just everyone coming in was just so happy. It was sick. Like you just got talking to people. I loved
everyone's like so inviting when you're at like a vegan event. You can talk to anyone, whereas if you're at a normal like marketa, no one would come up to you and strike a conversation. It'd be, can I have a drink, or can I have that? And you just walk away and have your own little plan. But at a vegan market, you can just walk up to anyone and have a conversation with anyone because you're already on the same level.
That's right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and I guess you don't have to feel like you have to defend yourself, that they're going to attack you or that.
No.
Because of that. Shane says he's meeting the marketa tomorrow. Looking forward to hearing some news on. You'll hear it first on the Vegan Hour, I'm sure.
When they get the date up, it'll be good to see more big names as well promote it, like big social media people, because there is a lot of big social media people on the Gold Coast that could promote it for free.
Yes, definitely.
And spread the word. Get it out there.
Get it out everyone. There. Yeah, because that's
everyone needs to support everyone with their whole social media things and not be competitive.
Do we know who won talking about the Froth Fest? Do we know who won the 4 nights accommodation? Was it drawn on the night? I never did see it. I'm not sure. But Shane says there's big plans. I bet there is, Shane. I know that you'll try and take the next step
Yeah.
with the next one. I'm sure you will. And seeing how well you did the first one,
he'll make it even bigger.
I'm very confident that he will just,
Next
he'll pull something really big out of the hat. And Kylie says, wish I knew about the Froth Fest. There needs to be more marketing for when these places, markets, etc. are on.
Kylie, you can come with us next time.
We actually, I pushed it pretty hard on the vegan hour, of course, every week, and there was a lot of marketing for it. But sometimes you don't.
I think more vegans knew about it than probably non-vegans because Kylie's not vegan.
Okay.
But definitely probably more on the fact of hitting the non-vegan market maybe a bit harder.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good point. Yes. And Shane says, the lady who won it collected from your location a few days away. I didn't even understand what he meant by that. Okay. A few days ago. Okay, a few days ago. Right. I think I understood that. Well, congratulations to whoever won that as well. The 4 nights accommodation. That's pretty cool. So we're going to start wrapping it up. Is there anything that you'd like to share that I haven't thought to ask you of that? Anything with your vegan journey, with Jack's Fitness, with
probably with the competition on Sunday. If you want to come along and watch, it's only, I think it's $35 on the door. You can come along. It's like a massive big health and fitness expo. So there's heaps to look at, heaps to do. It's actually a really good day. So if you do want to come and support us or come for the day, you definitely can. So it's at the Brisbane Convention Centre this Sunday. $35 at the door. 20. I think it's 25 online. I'm not 100% sure. So if you do want to come watch, there's going to be plenty of vegans there, plenty of things to do.
Yeah. That's a better ad than I could have done. She's good.
And come say hello to us.
Yeah.
We want to meet you.
Yeah, that's right. Because you guys are so cool and so friendly that definitely you want to go along and say hello to Amy and Jesse and watch them compete.
Yeah, for sure. There's going to be heaps of vegans. It's not just us, so that's the beauty of it.
That's great. And do you know what time you're competing?
Yeah, so Amy's on.
I'm on at 10:30 in the morning for my first show for bikini. Yeah. Then 12:10, I believe, for sports model.
And I'm on at 1:30.
At 1:30?
Yeah. Excellent. So Amy's going to be in a bikini, guys. So if you're a guy, you might want to get her because she's looking pretty good.
We're vlogging the whole thing anyway.
Yeah.
Are you going to? You can't. Would somebody live stream it? Do you think would be anyone doing that?
Maybe
somebody could do it. There'd be no reason why they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Chrissy.
What's Chrissy said? Come grab some prana on too. Yeah. Because Billy will be there.
Yeah.
Billy Simmons will be there.
Some vegan stuff there as well.
Chrissy will be there. Chrissy's obviously helping at prana on by the sounds of it. And she said, "Come, look for the frothers." Okay, vegan frothers will be there as well. And Julie asked what time are you on stage, and we just answered that.
10:30, 12:10, and 1:30.
And 1:30, yeah. So that's really cool. And Chrissy's going to video it as well. Excellent. Yeah. Got it covered. That's fantastic.
Yeah, we'll be vlogging too, so we will vlog it.
Yeah, excellent.
Very persistent, Shane.
Are you always as persistent with men, Shane? I'm just curious. Is there something you're not telling us? Anyway, I think I'll start wrapping up now by saying that this has been episode 36 of the Vegan Hour. I've had the wonderful Amy and Jesse with me. Thanks, guys. It's been fantastic. You can rewatch this episode or any of the episodes at any time on my timeline if you go into the video section. But also that we record this for YouTube and it should be online, depending on my internet, within a couple of days. Apparently, I'm getting NBN on Friday.
Oh, that'd be good.
It'll be good if it works. If it works, I'll be very, very impressed. So fingers crossed. So next week for episode 37 on October the 24th, I'm going to be talking to Sarah, Sarah is from the Beatnik Vegan Van. This is the newest. It's totally vegan. It's a vegan food truck van sort of thing, Asian style vegan food. A couple of weeks ago it was at Love Child Markets.
Yeah.
And the dumpling thingies, oh my God, they were good.
Harry, don't talk about food. We're starving, mate. Come on, mate. You're killing me.
Sorry to do that to you. So anyway, Sarah will be telling us about this, the vegan food van, because they're still relatively rare.
Yeah.
There is another one called Project Sunny, which is a completely vegan food van, which is on the coast as well. And then, of course, you've got the Move Free Burgers truck. Sorry, I'm saying all this food.
We're actually planning on getting Uber Eats on Move Free Burgers on Sunday night.
Cool. So thank you, everyone that's joined us. And remember to live vegan and save lives. And I will... That's right. And remember to get in touch with these guys. And they're
well, Shane's asking you to flex all the time. Just giving him a cheeky little
flex only, Jess.
Yeah, but he wanted to have this.
I'm a bit worried about Shane.
Yeah, I'm more than I was always worried before. But I mean, I'm completely sus. Have a good day. I think that's enough. Okay, guys. Live vegan and save lives. I'm trying to get in the camera view. And we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. Good night, guys.
Bye.